my name is Cassidy Lindahl, and I'm doing the dissection of the eyeball. The first thing I'm going to identify is the sclera, which is the outer part of the eyeball. It's the tough tissue and a connective sheet that protects the eyeball. Then the next thing is the choroid, which is the middle layer. It is the vascular layer under the sclera and on top of the retina. And the inner layer is the retina, and it consists of cones and rods. It is the inner layer. Next thing is the pupil, which is right here. It is the space between the iris, and it is what allows light to enter the eye. And the next thing is the vitreous humor, which is this little white jelly fluid, and it helps maintain the shape of the eyeball. And the next thing is the vitreous body, which is the body of the eyeball, and it just basically protects it and holds everything in together. So I moved the vitreous humor, which is the jelly, to the front half of the eyeball to identify the stuff on the back half of the eyeball. And so the blind spot and the optic nerve would be here to here. The blind spot is where the optic nerve is formed, and it's located at the back of the eye. The optic nerve is what sends the signals from the eye to the brain. The tapetum lucidum is between the retina and the choroid, which is the blue stuff that I'm pointing to here. And that's what allows the light to come in and reflect off in the dark and go back to the front of the eye. And then if the membrane holding the vitreous humor was on this side of the eye, it would be covered by the hyaloid fossa, which is the curve in the vitreous humor, and it is the lens of the eye, and it's the curve that would be right here. We will be looking at the zoonola solaris, which is this black stuff in the front of the eye, and it attaches to the lens and stretches the lens to make your eye focus in. And then the watery fluid that we see in here is the aqueous humor, and it's the water that sits between the lens, so all this stuff in here, and it helps the eyeball keep the round shape. And the next thing is the lens, which is the structure that takes the light in to focus it, which is over here and part of the pupil. And the last part of the eyeball that I will be talking about is the cornea. So I'll flip the eye over. And the cornea is a see-through covering that allows light to enter the eye from the outside coming in. Thank you for watching my dissection of an eyeball.